I got to tell you guys, I was just fascinated sitting there listening to him, that link between, we know when a player's injured to that degree, there's so much doubt that comes, will I ever be the same player again? These are really long odds, 6 months of rehab. He's just kind of more equipped to deal with that mentally than a lot of other players would be because of his personal history.
He is so wonderfully revealing.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, he just tells you a lot about himself there.
It's funny because he touches on the hard part of the rehab. For a lot of guys, it's not the physical, it's the mental, it's the isolation. You're kind of away from the team. The trainers work on you when the team has already been worked on and they're already doing other stuff in practice. So that's what he's got to overcome is that mental fight of, I'm in this fight alone.
Yeah, and he hasn't played a minute for that team.
Right.
So he's integrating himself into a team that is not a case of, oh, we know you, we love you, we've worked with you. I mean, he's a brand new guy on that team.
And he is expecting to come back kind of any day, maybe within the next week and a half is kind of what we're looking at right now. So, I mean, tell me what changes for the Cavaliers on the court once he comes back.
Well, obviously, he's a great talent, and you never say no to talent, but it's not a case of where they can just roll the ball out and it'll be fine. You got to figure out a way to incorporate this guy and to make him a part of the offense and not a bystander. Because when you think about Isaiah Thomas at his peak, what kind of player he is, he's a guy who flourishes with the ball in his hands. And so now you're saying, hey, the last couple of years you had in Boston, that was first class. So you always use this analogy. Now you got to kind of ride coach a little bit. You're going to have the leg room. You're going to sit in the exit row seat. We're going to look after you. But it's not the same because LeBron James has the ball in his hands, and LeBron James is the main decision maker. And so Isaiah Thomas has to figure out how he can fit without having the ball predominantly in his hands.
I mean, so first of all, they get deeper, and that's good news.
Sure.
I mean, Jose Calderon's a wonderful pro. He'll be a wonderful backup for this team, and they get another creator off the dribble. It's not without challenges. He is compromised defensively by virtue of his size, not by any lack of effort. It's going to put a great deal of pressure on the big men in pick-and-roll defense. They are the 28th ranked pick-and-roll defense in the league. It ain't about to get easier. You have to, as a big man, when you have a smaller guy who's defending the ball handler, you got to get up. And they have not always been inclined as big men, on Tristan Thompson notwithstanding, to be up on that pick-and-roll.
Yeah, and Tristan's not starting right now. Kevin Love is the guy who's sitting there. I mean, look, you saw it when they played against the Warriors. Having someone who can shoot at some point is just going to be a value. I mean, they just weren't making their two-point shots. But I would think with LeBron and how much he is a facilitator also and how much he is so court-aware of getting guys the ball where they need it, that would help as he's trying?
It would, it can and it can't because, again, LeBron does do that, but you're taking Isaiah Thomas to a place where instead of you have the ball, you feel out the flow, you find the shot, you find the play, wait there, LeBron will get you.
He'll get it to you when you need it.
Rotating pick and rolls, though, opposite sides of the floor. I mean, there's stuff they can do.
I mean, that's why I said it's not a case where you can just roll the ball out and everything's fine. They have to work at making it work.
And I think this is part of why we're seeing this slow play a little bit. This morning at shoot-around, Isaiah was doing a lot of work with the team, with the coaches, things like that. And people are like, well, why isn't he playing tonight? You saw footage of him there dunking, right? They want to. I think they want to put him in a situation where he is going to be successful, both physically and in terms of team integration thing. The Cavaliers are the oldest team in the league. They don't practice that much. Now that he can physically be out there, they want him out there with the team in a situation where the whole world is not watching while they figure it out a little bit. So I don't know if we're going to see him against Utah when they're there this weekend. I don't know for sure if we're going to see him when they play in Boston. I know everybody is waiting for that game, but I don't think that's the first game they want to put him out in Boston Garden. So I think it's going to be interesting. You can see, though, from that interview, he is very ready and very eager. And I don't know. After watching his career, guys, I have no doubts about sort of how he's going to attack them.
He ain't going out without a fight, that's for sure.